Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining today. Before we get started, just a heads up, you can put any questions you have throughout the session, just pop them in that Q&A box, and we'll get to as many of those as we can. In the chat box, feel free to say hi, let us know where you're tuning in from, if you have any interesting weekend plans. But I will not take up any more time. I'll go ahead and hand it over to Anish to kick us off.
Awesome. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our session today on diving into the what and why through NIT's AI-powered quant and qual analysis. For those hearing about NIT for the very first time, we are an AI-native insights platform that combines the power of quant, video, and AI to help brands get a quicker and more holistic understanding of their target audience. We do this through creating an end-to-end AI-powered consumer research platform. And the way it works is you start by sharing your business and research objective. Our AI will generate a survey for you, field it with your target audience, help you analyze that data in minutes, both the quant and the qual, and then help you build out powerful consumer reports and stories from there. So as we kick things off today, this is probably something that many of us on this webinar feel, but our industry and insights professionals in general have never faced more pressure to understand consumers faster than today. This pressure is really coming directly from the consumers themselves, with the majority of consumers wishing that companies could keep up or are keeping up with their rapidly changing consumer preferences and behaviors. A lot of insights professionals now are looking to AI to help them run that research faster. But with AI, especially generative AI tools, there's a bit of a trade-off here. AI can definitely help you run research faster, but sometimes you trade off that accuracy. AI can be a little bit of a black box in terms of how is that output generated from the AI, what's actually going into it, and is that output feel and look like an output that you as a researcher would look at? At NIT, we've been spending a lot of time thinking through how can we create AI that can help you run research faster and help amplify the work you're doing, but do it in a way without sacrificing accuracy, that actually has an output that looks like a researcher's output, that allows you to be in control and allows you to see transparently where those insights and where that AI's output is coming from. And all that we put together into our AI research assistant, Ada, which helps you streamline the consumer research process by helping tackle some of the biggest areas when it comes to consumer research, from study design to analysis to reporting. So today we'll look at how researchers are using Ada to run research faster, but also to run it in a way where they're in control and where they see everything, that the transparency behind how the AI is generating these research outputs. And we'll look at this through the lens of a study that we run on the NIT platform around uncovering and analyzing what consumers are thinking about when shopping for breakfast cereals. And again, we'll go through this on how research is being run faster, but also how NIT's AI puts the researcher in control and allows them to tweak the outputs of the AI to make it their own. So starting with study design, the typical study design process can take anywhere from days to weeks. You draft your study questionnaire, you send it out to your stakeholders for feedback, and that can be a really time-consuming and tedious process. With NIT's AI, we make it really simple and streamline that process and make it really simple to actually design that initial study design for you. So it starts off by dropping in your research objectives, by simply dropping a couple lines on what you're looking to understand, sharing with the AI a little bit more about your target audience, who do you want to talk to, and what are some of those custom screeners. Our AI is then able to generate a study design for you in minutes. And this study design is incredibly robust, 20 to 30 plus questions, a mix of quantitative question types as well as qualitative question types. Think open-ended text questions, video response questions as well. And what's really unique about how we built this is all of these questions actually tie back to your research and business objectives, to what you've shared with the AI initially. This way, you always know why a question was included and what's the reasoning for that question to be included in the questionnaire. You can also edit any of this, so you can always tweak it to make it sound and make it look more like the questionnaires that you would develop as a researcher yourself. From there, let's move into analysis. So for qualitative analysis, this process can again take weeks, if not months. You end up sitting in focus groups and IDIs for hours. The transcripts that you get when you're analyzing them, you have to go through paragraph after paragraph of these transcripts. And then finally, you spend so much time looking through all the different key insights and themes that are coming out of these transcripts. With NITS AI, we are enabling researchers to run this analysis process in days instead of weeks across both the quantitative data as well as the qualitative data, specifically these voice of consumer video responses. And what our AI enables you to do here is analyze this data quickly, but also know exactly where this analysis is coming from. So a great example of this is our executive summary tool, which reads through and watches all of these videos and generates that top line summary for what's being said across the entire data set. What's really interesting here, and the two things I'll call out, is not only does the AI quantify the qualitative data for you, so in this case, we're looking at better understanding how people approach purchasing cereals, how they're discovering new brands. You can see highlighted here that the majority of consumers are still discovering new brands through in-store shopping. So it's quantifying that for you, 52% there. But then it also gives you that transparency into where that data is coming from. If you click into any of these green boxes, you see a citation. In this case, these are the 12 different videos that are being pulled and where that data is coming from. If you want to double down into that, you can actually then see a list of all the key themes that are generated from these insights and drill down into any specific sub-themes there. From there, you can actually customize and combine and tell the AI how you would actually combine some of these themes or how you would customize these themes so that it looks and feels more like research that you would run. And again, throughout this entire platform, you can always click into any of these videos and see specifically where in the data set the data is being pulled from or where in the transcript the data is being pulled from down to the specific video level. In addition to that, you can always combine this with quantitative data. One of the big benefits of having both quant and qual in one data set is you can cut the qual data by the quant data. So looking through all these different themes that you might want to analyze through the lens of some of the quantitative attributes collected earlier in the study. And finally, when it comes to analysis, one of the most powerful applications for AI is actually chatting with your data. So you can ask our AI any question about the data set. It'll generate a summary for you and allow you to, again, filter that summary by anything collected earlier through any of the quantitative attributes. Similar to the executive summary, everything is cited. So if you ever want to look at specifically what responses are being pulled, you just click into the citation and you can see the individual videos. Now, that's all for qualitative video responses. Our AI also does this for open-ended text responses as well. So you can see here for the open-end text question on what is the first brand that comes to mind when you think about breakfast cereals, our AI generates that summary and cites all the sources, and then allows you to look at all those specific brands and customize this. So maybe you want these brands to be grouped by the larger brand level, so Kellogg's or General Mills, or you might want to see these cereals in individual brands as well. The last step of the process where we've really applied AI is around sharing those insights. Sharing out insights can be, again, a very tedious and kind of a piecemeal process where you're picking insights from the quant data, from the qual data, kind of grouping it all together into this one final consistent narrative and story around the consumer. What we've been able to build with NIT AI to help streamline that process really starts off with one of our features, which is our cohorts feature or our segmentation feature, which allows you to build out custom segments to look at the data through. So in this example, if you wanted to look at all this data from the study by generation, you can build out a custom generation and then actually have the AI cut all the data by that generation and provide you those insights. So while it's generating those insights for you, which you can see here, you still have access to all the raw data and the analysis so that you always have that transparency and trust in what's being said. From there, the AI will actually pull out statistically significant insights for you as well to help you speed up your analysis process. On the qualitative side of things, you can use NIT to actually build out these sizzle reels and show reels as well. You can drag and drop the most valuable videos, the ones that really bring your data to life, into our sizzle reel tool, drag and drop it in order, highlight portions of the transcript that you want to include, and finally customize it with your branding, background music, and slides. From there, our AI is able to combine all the different types of data here, the quant graphs with the qualitative video, sizzle reels, and generate that report ready insights for you instantly. So that entire process before AI can take weeks, if not months, to conduct. From having your business and research objectives ready to having a report that you can actually finally share with your stakeholders. With NIT, we're making that process not only faster, doing it in days instead of weeks, but doing it in a process where you always have that ability to be in control and see where that data is coming from and tweak it and customize it to have the output look exactly like the research output that you as a researcher would do as well. And with that, happy to answer any questions here in the rest of the time we have. If you'd like to learn more about the NIT platform, feel free to check out our website. We'd love to show you a demo of the platform and show you how we're helping speed up the analysis process for all of our brand partners.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Anish. And yeah, we have plenty of time for questions, so feel free to put any of those in the chat or the Q&A box. A few questions here already. I'm curious about the ability to upload data. What kinds of data sources are compatible with NIT?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we are very much kind of data agnostic. We plug into panels, and you can use NIT and run research directly through our panels. You can bring your own panel to it, or you can upload your own data sets. So today you can upload anything from Quant data to open-end text data, and then we're also working on video uploads as well. So you'll be able to upload video responses directly into the platform.
Awesome. Thank you. And then how customizable is the AI-driven analysis for specific research needs or deeper insights?
Yeah, it's a great question. At the end of the day, as we kind of walked through just now, AI can only get you so far in terms of making the output look and feel like the research that you're doing. So everything throughout the platform is customizable. You can always tweak this. After the AI generates the output, you can always tweak it, and the AI will continue learning from that, so that for future studies, it looks and feels more like the research that you run. So that can be down to the theme level. It can be at the questionnaire level, at the analysis plan level, throughout the entire end-to-end process.
Very cool. I'm glad to hear that. And then what if you see something that's AI missed, or if you want to dig into another area?
Yeah. You can always prompt the AI to look further or double tap into anything. So let's say you feel like there was a theme that was missed, whether you're doing through the thematic analysis or using our AI chatbot, you can always prompt the AI to look at that specific theme that you might feel like is missed. So that way, again, you can kind of guide the AI to double tap on themes that you're excited about or topics you're excited about or you feel like haven't been covered.
Cool. Thank you. Seeing a question from Theodore here. When will video uploads be available on your roadmap?
Yeah, great question. That'll be coming out early next year.
Right, very exciting. And does that have the capability to handle different languages?
So today we are English only, but we are expanding globally next year. So we'll have all major market languages available within the platform.
Cool. Lots of exciting stuff coming up for you guys, it sounds like. Can you create / export slides that have quant data summaries with supporting qual comments?
Yes. So you can export reports on, or you can export your slides on our platform. And basically what that export will look like is it'll be a mix of both the quant and qual. So you can see the quantitative data and then the video responses that might support that. That's definitely possible on the platform.
Very cool. What has your experience been when voice altering's required, or have you had any difficulties?
So when you mean voice alterance, do you mind explaining that a little bit more? Because I know there's a couple different ways people have thought about that.
Yeah, let's see. I have a question in the chat here from Maria, so maybe Maria can explain it, but we can maybe come back to that one. No worries,
Yeah,
though. We can
speak
move on
speak
for
a little bit
now.
more
Yeah.
generally. Yeah, so as long as if we're thinking about it from like a anonymity perspective, as long as our transcripts are, or as long as our AI is able to transcribe that accurately, it doesn't impact how the data is being analyzed. So that's how we've done it in the past. If the voice has been altered for anonymity purposes, and the other aspect of that is we've also done some work to make sure that even lower quality audio that's coming in, it's actually able to generate really great insights from that, because it can pick up even lower quality audio for some of the transcripts. So yeah, I don't know if that's where what the intent behind the question was, but that's the experience that we've had running it on the platform so far.
Perfect. Thank you. I see another question here. Can you use NIT for just analysis, or do we have to field everything through NIT's panel tool?
Yeah, it's a great question. Right now, you can use it for just analysis, for sure. So again, you can use us for the panel itself. You can field directly on the NIT platform. If you already have data lying around, you can upload it directly into NIT. And then if you have your own panel, you can layer NIT right on top. So it's really kind of malleable in terms of how you use it, and pretty data agnostic in the sense of where the data is coming from.
Got it. Thank you. And a question here from Fernando, which maybe you kind of answered this earlier when I was asking you about languages, but Fernando was wondering, can you capture questions in a language and have insights and results in a second language?
Absolutely, yeah. So, for example, when we do start incorporating languages outside of English, you can capture it in the native language of the market, and you can see the analysis outside of the native language as well. So you could see, if you're capturing data in Spanish, you'll be able to see the analysis in English as well.
Great. That's helpful. Another question here from Fernando. Can results from one project with Quant and Qual be later compared or integrated with the second project results?
Yeah, absolutely. So we see this all the time with like trackers and studies that might be run in waves on the NIT platform. You can actually analyze it across those different waves on the platform. So yeah, if that's something you're interested in, you would just tell us ahead of actually running that study, and there's a certain way for us to program that into the platform so that you can run that type of analysis.
Awesome. I think we got through all of the questions here. We were kind of speed running through those. So thanks everyone for putting those in, and thanks Anish for answering. Any final words as we depart today and wrap up the session?
No, I just appreciate everyone coming on onto the webinar today. We have some really exciting news that we'll be sharing here in a couple weeks with the big product launch that goes a little bit deeper into what we just talked about today, which is this idea of more researcher-driven AI where there's more transparency, AI where the researcher can actually tweak the AI a little bit more and guide the AI to speed up the analysis process. So we'll be sharing that news soon. So keep an eye out on our socials and some of the events that we'll be participating at over the coming weeks. But outside of that, appreciate all the questions, and happy to give everyone a couple minutes back on their Friday afternoon.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Anish. Thanks everyone for being here. If you came in late and missed a little bit of it, you can watch it on demand as soon as the session is over. But appreciate your time, Anish, and we'll see you all in the next session.
Thank you.